It's Friday, April 2nd, 2021. Yeah, I get confused. Today, topic is discrimination and privilege. Discrimination, you know, the treatment of different for people, categories, different things. It can be racial. There's also other ways of discrimination, but most of the time it's racial or sexual or religious. Um, I wasn't discriminated against much as a kid, but I did grow up poor, so I was picked on, and called names because I didn't have the luxury stuff like everybody else had, and yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all to be talked about because I didn't have certain things. Um, I didn't have an experience of discrimination like other people have. And and discriminating against somebody because of their age, gender, sex, or race, it's crazy because we're humans. We're different, but we got people out there that do it. For instance, if you have a 21-year-old male or female and they're dating somebody or marry somebody that's 30 years older than them, they get discriminated against because they look at it as wrong. But what you think is wrong might make somebody else happy. Disabilities. They discriminate against people because of their disability, whether it's physical or mental. I haven't really talked about this much, but I suffer from mental disability, anxiety, bipolar, borderline personality disorder with narcissistic tendencies. I don't show emotion well. A lot of people might see that in this video that I don't show emotion that much. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why, but we're not going to discuss that right now. I have friends that have disabilities, mental and physical, and I've seen them talk about times where they've been discriminated against because of that disability. I was watching on the news this morning, a politician talk about her daughter asking her why she don't have legs. Why did she give up her legs? She's a child, she don't understand, but she's, asking questions like that does help, and educating your kids about certain things does help them growing up in the world instead of hiding them from them. When they ask questions about it, don't blow it off. And as humans, discrimination goes way back. Like I said, I haven't really experienced a lot of discrimination. If somebody did discriminate against me, I'm oblivious to signs and things like that. I mean, I'm a black and white kind of guy. I'm no in between in the gray area. I don't pick up on signals that easy. My wife can attest to that. I'm very oblivious and ignorant when it comes to, if you're not straightforward with me, I won't pick up on hints. It's very, very, very rare that I pick up on hints. And discrimination has also been linked to stereotypes and gender roles. People my wife's video talked about women equality and stuff like that. People, again, we're human. We're not male, we're not female, we're not black, we're not white, we're not tall or short, big or small. We're human. We're all different, and we're going to be different. And be who you are, not who someone wants you to be. Yes, I know it's hard, but we're coming into a better generation, a better understanding now of things, because things are changing. Times are changing. People are starting to understand things better. The old school thinking is kind of like floating away a little bit. I don't think it'll ever completely go away, but we're starting to have a better understanding about people as a whole. The next thing I want to talk about is privilege. This whole white privilege gets on my nerves because I never had privilege. I never knew what it was like to grow up in a house that had money and prestige and what's the word I'm looking for? Influence over things. I grew up simple. My grandmother's house was like only the fifth or sixth house built back in the early 30s in the neighborhood. So we didn't have all that fancy stuff like, air and heat. We used box fans and AC window units. So I don't know what it's like to grow up with wealth or even middle class, but we never struggled. We struggled a lot of times, but we figured it out. We made it through. We didn't let it beat us up. We made it the best. We did the best we can with what we had, and that's all you can do. Life is hard, but it's only as hard as you let it be. Nothing is impossible. There's no stupid questions. There's only stupid answers. And what I mean by this privilege as a whole is when you have people that adopt different races into their family, into a wealthy, prominent family, they become privileged kids. There's no way around it. I mean, if you adopt somebody from Asia into an African American family, and they grow up in your in your circle, and people of your circle know this, they will get treated with privilege 9 times out of 10. When adopted kids get adopted into a family with privilege and wealth and sway and influence, they're going to experience that. Now, some of them might take advantage of it. Some of them may not. Some of them may not even want to be associated with certain things in that family, because not everybody wants to do what their family does, and have all of that. Like Angelina Jolie, that's cool. She adopted a few kids from Cambodia to give them a better life. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's just hope the kids don't turn around and use that as a way to get out of anything, of any trouble. Well, like say, hey, my mom's this person, or my dad's this person, and it happens. But the whole thing is, that gets on my nerves is white privilege. Quick to say white privilege. Privilege is privilege. You should look at the individual's actions, not who they are, because privilege can be anything in life. It can be any race, religion, color. I think it's more of where you grew up and what who you grew up, who raised you, basically, because you can be adopted into a rich family and you can have privilege. It's a fact. I mean, I was always told growing up, it's not about where you from, it's about where you at. And that kind of makes sense, because it doesn't matter where you're from, it's what you do to get out of whatever situation you grew up in. If you grew up in a poor situation, you can get out of it. Yeah, some people might take a little bit longer to get out of it than others, but it's possible. It's possible. But like I said, the generations that's coming up now, 18, 19, 20 years old, 21, they starting to open the older people's eyes to certain things, to help us see things from a different perspective. The main thing is to keep an open mind and to keep your mind always open about things and look at it from all sides, because there's always different sides you can always look at things from a different side of view of any topic or any situation. So again, we're human, we're different, we'll always be different. Discrimination and privilege is there. There's probably more extreme levels than I've ever looked at or researched, and I'm sure if I did some research I could find a lot of stories that are just crazy, out of this world, wacko, or whatever you want to say. But you got any questions, any comments, don't be afraid to reach out, like, share, subscribe, talk about it. There's so much I want to talk about, gun control, COVID, vaccines, masks, QAnon, stuff that just don't make sense, in my brain anyway. It might make sense to somebody else out there, and you might tell me something that I don't see. But share, like, subscribe, comment, questions, email. Just don't be afraid to reach out. Let's get this channel out there. And of course, I got my monster as usual. They probably don't see this, but I drink a lot. So till next time.